Well, congratulations, Maria. Initial thoughts after a very quick performance like that?
I'm really excited. That couldn't have gone any better. I really wanted to land that calf kick. We've been practicing that all camp just because I'm not used to fighting southpaws. So that's my only kind of, but it couldn't have gone any better. It really was like jiu-jitsu textbook 101, headlock, hand off the neck, sit back so they can't throw you over, hook in, go to the neck, punch the face, finish choke.
Well, you were talking about that calf kick, so you clearly had some sort of game plan coming in. Was that the game plan, or did all of those, everything you just said, kind of present themselves and just took advantage of it in the moment?
No, everything that we did was the game plan. Like it was go out, have good pressure, don't be overexcited, especially with the slight size discrepancy. Don't be overzealous in anything to get her holding you. So the plan was to go in there, move, jab, calf kick, beat up her legs, and when the time was there to do the takedown. But we practiced that same body lock. She went to the headlock, and that was perfect for me.
And then we couldn't really tell on the back, but right out of the gate, did she hit you at all, or was that a slip or something?
I did slip. It was more like a good timing on her part. I think it was what my corners were saying. It was more of my kick. I don't know if they're just trying to be nice to me or not, but I went for the jab. Maybe I didn't sell the jab good enough, and then as I went for the kick, she threw her lead hand. Was it her lead hand? Yeah, I think it was her lead hand, and it did hit me right there.
And finally, you and Benson in Media Day said fight week wasn't overly stressful. It was pretty normal being here. But now that it's over, is there anything this week that maybe you didn't expect, or was it still just now that the fight's over you can talk about? Like,
no, it really was like pretty ideal for us. I normally join him during fight weeks when I can. With our kids, it makes it a little bit harder, but it was really nice to kind of be there with each other. Josh Thompson said it well when he spoke with us before the fight, and he's like, "You both know what you're doing. You trust him. He trusts you. Like, I know that's not a thing, and that wasn't a thing. Ben trusts me to go in there and get the job done, and I did, and I trust him to do the same thing. So it's not really stressful for either one of us to kind of be here together with each other. It's almost better, you release serotonin, you release oxytocin being with each other. So.
I mean, a quick win like that, Maria. How quickly do you kind of want to get back in there now? Didn't take any damage.
Well, if Bellator wants to give me another opportunity, and whatever is presented to us, that's when we'll take it.
And did Benson say anything like specific about the performance? Obviously not much to assess, but right afterward.
He said that was perfect. Couldn't have done any better. He said it was perfect. He's like, that's exactly what we wanted to do in there. Go in there and finish it. I think they wanted, because of certain issues, they wanted a little bit more of a spectacular finish. Ben was, one of the coaches was like, don't finish her, just punch her. Another one was like, put her to sleep. So they were going back and forth with each other.
I imagine you guys let your kids watch, at least his fights now. Is it different for you, or?
They're not here just because I wasn't expecting that stadium to be that full right off the bat, So I didn't want to hear my kids crying if they saw me. They haven't seen me all week, and so if they saw me, they'd be super sad I didn't come to them. And most of my kids don't really like loud sounds, and they're kind of shy. I mean, when they're kind of shy, they'll still punch you, but they don't like a lot of people. So I kept them at home, but they do get to watch. I called them right afterwards, and my oldest son was like, "That was epic!" So, and then the other one ran up and punched the phone. So they got to watch it.
All right, congrats, Maria.
Thank you.
Congrats, Maria, on a spectacular win. Right off the bat, the fans were really excited for you, shouting out, "Let's go, Maria." How did you feel about the reception over here in Phoenix at Bellator 268?
It was amazing. I've never experienced that before. I mean, I've done like some jiu-jitsu stuff, like bigger jiu-jitsu stuff, and that was nothing compared to that. That was pretty amazing. People say they feed off the crowd, and you do. That was really awesome. I loved it.
Excuse me. Now that you got the few amateur wins under your belt, any plans on making the transition to pro?
It depends what Crouch and Ben say. They're the ones who. Obviously this was a really good performance, but they might want me to get a little bit more experience. And someone asked me yesterday, there's an Arizona, you have to have a certain amount of fights as an amateur, I think. So I'm not really sure how many you have to have. But my first one wasn't even in Arizona, so I don't know what the regulations are for that. So we'll have to see what that is and then go from there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Did you find it awkward when you put the choke in that she didn't fight your hands, that she just kind of started flinging her hands back and throwing?
that was great for me. I think maybe she thought because of the size discrepancy that maybe she could hit me hard enough to where I would. But my hand was over her shoulder pretty quickly. Like, it was straight through and over her shoulder, and I felt her not doing that, or not defending it. And I wanted to punch her just to make sure she didn't think about it. But once I realized she wasn't even fighting it at all, I was like, I don't need to punch her at all here. This is going to be pretty quick.
Nice. Thank you. Congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll take a couple more from the media joining us virtually tonight. Chris, your line is now live.
Maria, congratulations, brilliant performance.
Thank you.
How tough is it maintaining these two careers now? I mean, you're a fledgling MMA fighter, which means you're training, you're working, you're doing all that. You're also a mother to 3 kids. You're 4 kids. You have a husband here. You run a house. You grew everything here. So how tough is it literally making sure that one doesn't suffer because the other 2 jobs are going, yeah, we need your attention 24/7, and there is no sleep. You know better than anybody. You never sleep. You're just always just like awake and running, rampant.
It is very, very, very hard. It's exhausting. Some days it's so mentally exhausting to do all of it. It's I'm on the verge of tears, to be honest with you, because my kids are all really little. My oldest is 6, and my youngest is 14 months. And she misses me like crazy right now. I don't get to see her quite as much. And I mean, I get to see her, but she goes to nap, and then I leave during her nap, and then I leave while she's sleeping, and then I come back, and she goes to bed an hour later off and on from practices. And so my kids have been a little bit more sad, but they understand. My boys know. We try to say, oh, we're going to work, so they understand that we don't just go play around at the gym, which basically we do. Our job's great, But it is really tough. It is really tough, but we are really blessed. My husband worked really hard, and he built a beautiful life for us. So it's a blessing that I get to do this. He's given me the opportunity to do this. He showed me a great blueprint. Our kids get to come with us to work. I have an amazing husband who will take the time to watch my kids our kids, so I can go do this. So it is very fatiguing. It's very exhausting mentally and physically for both of us, but we're making it work.
Last one, Luis.
Kids are the best.
Hi, Maria. I'm Luis from MMA Pit, and today MMA Lab is going to have important presence on this card, and knowing your husband is competing also tonight, how important is for you getting the first win for your team?
Oh, it is so important. Like, I wanted to go out there and kind of just get the ball rolling, and I think I really did that for my husband. Like, he's super excited. Some of you guys might say my husband is a slow starter, but if he starts too fast, that hasn't been great either. But so I think this was a good kind of pre-fight for him. I think it will be really great for him. And we have a Javier Torres who's, I think he's about 3 fights from now, 3 or 4. So I started it for him. He's not quite here yet, but Ben's back there, and Ben's going to kind of be here all night until he fights. I think it's going to be great for the Lab, but I think the Lab's one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team in the world. We don't just have fighters move to us, but we start fighters from the beginning like me and tons of other fighters out there, and we grow them to be world champions or be in the top 5. So it's going to be a great night for the Lab. It's going to be a great night for the Hendersons.
All right. Thanks for the time, Maria. Congrats on the win.
Thank you so much.